Hi, this video is for anybody who wants to make a website to showcase their film or video-based work. And the primary point is to help you decide on what technology to use, how to structure your website, and lastly, what is the best way to add the videos to the website. So let's get to it. When it comes to the technology, you have basically two options. You can either use some service. There's like a bazillion of them: Wix, Squarespace, Cargo, Webflow, you name it. And the other option is WordPress. So let's start with the website platforms. The biggest advantage is definitely the fact that it's easier to make. You just go to their website, choose the domain you want, choose a template, and it's done. The biggest disadvantage is the price. It's at least double the price of what a website could cost you if you make it on WordPress. The Wix starts at 17th a month, and that doesn't include the domain. The domain is always separate. Next disadvantage is that you are locked in the platform. You can't decide that you will move to Cargo after Wix decides to double their price, which they did before. And the last problem is the websites are complicated things, and these platforms always face an impossible problem to solve. Do we make it easy but less capable, or complicated, but then people will get lost? So basically I would say you have to use one of their templates, because once you start messing up with it, it will break. I've been making websites for quite some time, and like half of my customers were people that wanted something that Wix couldn't do. Now to the WordPress. Firstly, there's a very confusing thing, which is that there's a difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. The .com is basically a service like Wix. That's how they make money. And then there's the .org, which is an open source platform, basically a free code, but you have to know how to use it. So when somebody says they have a website on WordPress, what they mean is that they use the free code to make a website. And as you can see, I'm already getting kind of lost in this, but it's quite simple really. The point is that to have a website on WordPress, you first need to buy a domain and a hosting, which in reality is super easy. You just have to find the hosting provider. So that's a company that has a gigantic computer called a server. You rent some space on it, and that is where your website will be. In my tutorial, I recommend Host. It costs $6 a month and takes like 3 minutes to set up. So the biggest advantage of WordPress is definitely its price. Second biggest advantage is that the website is yours. You can download the whole thing. In case Host decide to push their prices up, you can go somewhere else. The biggest disadvantage is that it's more complicated, but there is also the advantage, because everything that internet can do, WordPress can do. So there'll be never any limitations. If you decide to go with WordPress, the process is quite simple. First, you have to choose the hosting provider. You buy the hosting and domain there and press the Install WordPress button. Then you get into WordPress, which looks like this, and you have to choose the theme. So themes are basically a bit like templates. The difference is that themes have different options, so you can adjust them. They define how the website looks and how it functions. So this is how I make money. I have a freemium theme, so there's a free version and a premium version. And the premium version includes demos that you can import. There are specific ones for filmmakers, so you can just use that. Plus, it includes support, which is absolutely essential. I'm not sure how it is with Wix and the other platforms, but I would not pay anybody $17 a month if there isn't a real human that is ready to help me. Then you fill it up with your content and the website is done. Since all of this is open source and 40% of the internet is made like this, there's endless amount of tutorials, and all the AI is really good at helping. Again, you can check the tutorial on my channel. So let's get into the structure. I personally think that the best way is to just quickly say who you are, what you do, and then show your projects right away. Let your work speak for yourself. People go to website for the information, they don't come for visual experience. But of course, it's a matter of taste. Some people want, for example, to add a video on their homepage, which is cool. I personally think that the worst thing is to overly complicate things. I've seen this 1,000 times. People just want to show every piece of stuff they ever touched, making it into their personal Wikipedia with 100 categories, etc. I'm sorry, but nobody cares. Show your best work, show it quickly. Make sure it's easy to contact you. Think about it from the perspective of the ideal visitor, who they are, what they are after. Do they need to see the picture of a rabbit you made in the kindergarten? Probably not. Okay, and the last one, how to actually add the videos. Basically, I think the decision is between YouTube and Vimeo. In WordPress, you can upload the videos to your website, but it's tricky. YouTube and Vimeo are crazy good at delivering the videos. With them, you could be certain that people won't have problems playing it. So I think it's much better option. Now, the distinction between Vimeo and YouTube is quite clear. Vimeo is a paid platform that wants you to pay them. YouTube wants you to view the ads. So from a filmmaker perspective, it's of course much better to use Vimeo because there'll be no ads. You can customize the player, etc. But it's pricey. On the other hand, the free 1 giga, if you use good compression, you can probably get up to 2 hours of good quality from it. So question is that enough for you or do you want to pay? I think YouTube looks less professional and they will push your viewers to go to YouTube and watch some garbage. But of course, it's free and limitless. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. In the description, there are links to some articles that show different filmmaker websites, so please check them out. And I wouldn't mind if you subscribe to my channel. Take care.